Oh, we love the pageantry of football in the South, which is why you may hear the high school marching band next to my house, the North Oconee Titans, practicing as we record this at 8 o'clock at night. That is commitment, my friends, and me acknowledging the background noise as a professional broadcaster. DawgVent, Brent Rollins, Dayne Young. We're going to look at Ole Miss versus Georgia, Georgia's offense against the Rebels, which Brent went tit for tat with these guys, and it needed to in a game that was as explosive and exciting as any that we've seen in college football this year. But, man, each offense had to get the points to keep their team in the game.
Yeah, 511 yards, you needed every one of them. 43 points, you needed every one of them. Gunner's performance, you needed every bit of it. Like, you definitely needed that until the defense finally bowed up and got a couple of stops at the end. But early, it was just still kind of that hesitant and shaky Gunner. And I think one of the things that I've learned is there's going to be 3 or 4 plays a game or 3 or 4 throws a game where you're just like, ooh. And this is one of them. When this ball left his hand, I thought, pick six. Like, and he thought the guy drifted away. But this is one where you're just like, oh, that's the anticipation there and not necessarily seeing it and just kind of throwing it out there. That's one where teams might scout that in the future. But the other thing here is I also wonder where, because it's early in the game, is that the reason he doesn't throw it up to Delp? I think it's Delp. Yeah, it's Delp. Like, go back to the sort of initial view. Like, look at the match. This is designed to go to him. And look at the matchup here. Like, Delp is 6'6". Like, that corner is 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2" at best. Probably not that. That's one where it's like, okay, just throw it up really high and give your guy a chance. And I'd like to see him hopefully take some more chances like that in the future, especially with the tight ends.
And you may see more of that personnel come to matter later now that Colby Young will not be playing on this team anymore. You need to get size on the outside. I know C.J. Wiley is hanging out in the wings, but if you don't trust him yet for some of those things, maybe you look at some tight end wheel routes like this.
Yeah, and it's we'll see how they does Noah Thomas just get those targets or do they distribute them a little bit differently? This is one that I think Herb Street highlighted on the broadcast, the miss to Delp down the middle of the field. But the thing is, it's 3rd down. You get the first down. It's a positive play. You love, ideally, when he steps up in the pocket, he's got eyes straight ahead because that is a touchdown. But the other part about this, I just want to highlight how good Dontrell Gulliver is. Like, this dude is phenomenal. And look at, like, what he's got to deal with here and how he sets his feet, gets a base right there with the big fella in the middle, and just lifts him and throws him, basically, and doesn't let him get any pressure whatsoever and gives him a lane. Like, that's just elite. And especially with the footwork, his base, how he's bent, all that guy is phenomenal.
Yeah, Glover and Gaston have both been tremendous finds for Georgia. You don't see that with freshman linemen.
Very next play, it's like, okay, we missed Delp one time. Let's get a shot play to him. And this is one where, remember what happened last week. Last week, this ball got batted, right at the line of scrimmage, I think. So he probably is like, there's probably in the back of his mind, oh, this ball's batted last week. I need to put a little bit more air. I didn't put enough air under the throw, and you just missed this one. So think about Gunner's performance where he's 26 of 31. I think he had 2 throwaways. This is a miss, and then, like, the one we just showed where it got knocked away to the running back is another one of the misses. So that's 4 of the 5 misses. So the other one was the overthrow to Noah Thomas. Like, so there's the 5 misses. And
other than that, perfect.
Like, see, he was a slight overthrow on 2 throws from being basically having a perfect adjusted completion, almost perfect adjusted completion percentage. Amazing.
Next play.
This is, I wrote more of this in 5 exclamation points. Chauncey Bowens out of the pistol running wide zone plays, or this is kind of split zone because of the tight end look, but still zoning these guys. Look at the space that's created right there by, like, you've got craters to choose and run through. And he could have even kind of set him up and hit back a little bit, but you take out the linebacker with the split zone action. Like I love these plays, especially with him and his patience and how he hits this. This is an easy, like 8 or 9, I think they get here. Just so easy. And I love watching it.
It was a career day for Lawson Lucky, 7. Good blocking on this too. Just keep on moving him out of the way. 7 took care of his man.
And the thing with Ernest Green being back, he's not a dominant run blocker, but he's a good one. And he's not a minus. He's not a truss. And, when you have no minuses on your line of scrimmage, like that's what is just sort of awesome to me, is when you don't have the minuses and you're just solid, and you've got ability each and every position to just get better and better every week.
Personnel, just look here after Colby Young gets hurt, Dylan Bell, Noah Thomas, and then pretty much leaning tight ends and backs.
There's a reason Lawson Lucky had the first over 90 receiving grade since Brock Bowers against Auburn. This is an unreal catch. Like Gunner throws a 96-mile-an-hour heater low and away, basically, and he adjusts and you can see it from this other angle. I mean, I love the play action under center, all that, like perfect slow fake, and then just laser. And look at that adjustment. That's so unreal. That's a heck of a catch.
Yeah, that's one of those like, oops, and then you're like, oh, thank goodness. Look at Kirby's reaction here, where he's looking at Gunner and be like, oh, come on, you gotta, come on.
It's like, yak, where's my yak? I want my yak. Throw it on his chest.
Personnel note, seeing more of 10 out here.
Yes.
Seeing more and more.
Consistently getting some snaps. And you have to, like you saw a run play a little bit ago with Bowens. Like if you're going to throw him the ball, you got to put him in there for a handful where he's not getting a target. But, I love the fact that they threw it up to him one time as well. This one I put on Twitter. You've seen on probably Twitter a lot. Like pass pro is not passive. And Juan Gaston knows that and knows the definition of that. But Gunner's able to step up here because he destroys that defensive end. And you don't really realize it, but that's a little bit of arm angle manipulation from him where he drops down just a little bit, not as much kind of over the top like he is traditionally. This is more of a, just a flick from the shoulder area. And then obviously Humphrey's working across the field and making a great catch. But the arm manipulation, to me, that's what I wrote about after the game. He did that 2 or 3 times, especially like maybe the touchdown to Frazier and some of those ones that he had to swing out to the flats a lot. We just haven't seen that all year. And the fact that he's doing that now, like those are the baby steps. Those are the little things where it's like, all right, this guy's getting better each and every week.
I want to acknowledge kind of the fearlessness from Humphreys here, because how often do you see a receiver kind of running parallel to the sideline and slow down toward the sideline, just like naturally knowing there's a bunch of bodies over there? That's pretty fearless.
Well, I'll do you one better. Do you remember what happened to him against Ole Miss last year?
I don't.
He got the same route and got absolutely destroyed. I'm almost certain it was against Ole Miss. And Beck threw him threw him one, and he got it like ball here and then got ear hold, almost on the same kind of deal. I had to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure it was happening. It was against Ole Miss last year.
I've just been impressed with Humphreys and his steadiness this year. Didn't see that as much last year. He had some explosion last year. Like he is clutch for Georgia. I don't know that he's a big, massive playmaker, but like he catches what's thrown to him.
He's Kyrus Jackson.
Yeah, really. Yeah,
Dominic Blaylock. Those guys where it's just like, they're not going to make insane plays. Now, the catch against Tennessee was insane, but like they're just making big plays and that help you win games consistently. This was a phenomenal call.
3rd and medium, 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 7-ish. And you just hit him up the gut. I think this happened one other time recently, but it's like a great call. Great work. Boom. Look at the knowing where the ball's going. Like Glover. So I think that's him at left guard now in this one, because Gaston's at right. So Gaston sees that and just says, all right, get out of the club. You want to go that way? Throw him out of the club. Glover gets his body turned, Drew Bobo works up. Like, that's just beautiful run blocking. Great call, I think, to hit teams every now and then with this up the middle when you think you're going to get some form of blitz and action. I think the thing in this game, if you want to say, okay, offensive line play, this game is the game where you're like, the stuff that Ole Miss did with the way they move and how they constantly move, and you being able to handle it for the most part, the entirety of the game, just goes to show how much growth, both from a player as well as, I think, coaching perspective.
Second down play. This was
the best run of his career.
Yeah, well, and Kirby Smart was remarking on it.
Like, because he's reading one, he's reading the inside guy, and then one just kind of comes as well.
Like, if I pause that right here, do you think he escapes this?
I mean, you think this is a TFL for them. Yeah. But much like Chris Cole did against Trinidad, if you don't take that sort of inside-out angle and you attack that outside hip, these guys on the edge so often attack that outside hip, you get that instantaneous cut. But that's the thing, is the instantaneous quick cut. And he also protected the football. Like, pulled the football up a little bit away from it as he went through there. Like, and then obviously did what he did after he got through the line of scrimmage. But that's just, and it's the little things that, you know, like little things within his running ability. He doesn't have to take it 60. Doesn't have to be a threat to score from wherever. Being able to do this, it adds to the run game so much. But this was the best run of his career, I think. By
Brent Gunner Stockton, I think, was the fastest player on this play. Do you know who the second fastest person on this play was?
Let's see.
This ESPN camera guy sprinting in the end zone to get the shot. Oh my goodness, sir! I'm a media nerd when it comes to this. I want to know what kind of camera. I want to know how you got there. Like, he is faster.
Let's get the clock on this guy.
I mean, he's faster than Nate Frazier getting to this. Look at I mean,
at least as equal to Frazier.
Should I put him in a foot race?
He's lugging, the camera and trying to keep it steady, and all the things you got to do with that.
This is a bit of a freeze situation where I think he's got a head start on Frazier. Frazier catches up some. Oh, this is going to be tight at the end. Oh, I think Frazier got him just by a nose. What a run.
We'll blame the camera equipment.
What an elite. Yeah, well, yeah. You put that camera equipment on Frazier. I know he's got pads and helmets and all that, but you put the camera equipment on there, and let's see where we go. Where am I going from here? Sorry, I got distracted. Here we go.
We're going to 80.
Yeah, here we are.
This you've got to me run this once or twice a game. This is just easy yards because they're getting so well, like it's so adept, especially with Bowens. Is Bowens in the game here? No, this is Frazier. But with either one of them, they're running counter game so well that you sort of hit them with the same side counter look and just slip it's the guard H back tight end, and you bluff, slip that out right through there. That's just easy yardage. And oftentimes you can even add a read element to that if you can, if the guy takes with the tight end, you just give the ball. But this is just easy yardage and get these guys targets, get some quick, easy targets. Good job putting it out in front of him.
Yeah, ball placement key here, and that was perfect.
Yep. And there was a couple throws. And one other thing that I think is interesting, do you notice a theme with every way that Gunner, in terms of rollouts, in terms of, and this is one where other teams I think are going to very much notice this, rollouts, play action stuff, all the things.
He likes being on the move, kind of.
Which way?
To his right.
To his right.
Yeah.
Like we talked early in the season, like I think it was maybe Marshall Austin P, like how uncomfortable he looked going left. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the pocket movement things, even in the short
natural
field,
too. Like, there's not a lot of people that like throwing across their body or leaving themselves exposed that way.
Well, it's actually, so from working with so many QBs and kids and QBs over the years, it's really kid dependent. Like, for example, North Oconee's quarterback, Buster Faulkner's kid, Harrison. He's way better going right, infinitely better going right. Doesn't flip his hips. I've had 2 or 3, worked with 2 or 3 other QBs, even my own kids. Great work, and more baseball players too. Like great work getting their hips turned and getting their shoulder turned and going left, and they actually are more accurate going left. So it's very player dependent, but he's obviously way better going right.
We're up to Hey Jude on the North Oconee band, if you're curious. And here we go with Gunner going back right.
I just want to highlight how awesome Branch is. This is a 3rd down, and look how he dekes this corner. So, Gunner, good job, pocket movement. But he thought he made the corner think he was going deep off of the sort of scramble drill. So you don't get the quick game. All right, I'm going to go deep, and then hit the brakes and get the 1st down. Like, that's elite receiver play from him, and just mental elite as well as physical.
I mean, he's one of Georgia's best playmakers. That's for sure.
He's one of the best ones they've had in a long time. And this is actually really good pass pro. And good job by him. But that's just on a 3rd and short like that, phenomenal job from him making that play. All right, so this is what like. Look how this is an easy 6 or 7 yards to open the second half. I tweeted that if you look really closely, Mike Bobo is running old school I formation stuff with new school concepts. So this is H-back in motion out of the pistol. Like, that is old school I formation power with a fullback, under center, reverse out, hand it to the tailback kind of stuff. But you're doing it out of the pistol with a midline look where the QB, opens up at that angle, and you're, motioning guy who's offset. But that's just old school kick out, power lead, I formation football from 50 years ago.
Hey, JT Wall's kid just committed. You got me in the JT Wall feels at the moment with some I formation.
Well, here's the thing. The next play too, coming up at 100, like, it's the same thing. Like, what if I said these players started out on, like, the 2 tight ends were on the line of scrimmage, the quarterback was under center, and the action happened exactly as it did, you would say, oh, they just faked the ISO and threw it to the fullback in the flat. Like, old school I formation. But
it's Brandon Sutherland out there.
Exactly. Yeah. You put them in the shotgun, pistol, midline. You offset your tight ends like that, and you confuse the defense. But that's it. That is just old school, fullback in the flat, except it's Delp.
Veron Haynes with a hobnail boot.
Like, it's there. Like, hey, think about that. One of those guys going directly straight up the middle kind of thing versus, but anyway, that's what I'm talking about. And when I tweeted that, there's others too, but those are just 2 really good examples of those are old school football concepts just dressed up in new school ways. Can we please get more of this? This is another one of those more of this, exclamation point, exclamation point. He's that good. You've got to target this cat consistently, and they've done it the last 2 games. I think he had 10 targets against Auburn, and then 8 against in this game against Ole Miss. But it doesn't have to be just screens. He can win everywhere. And these slot fades, this is another one of those one a game. If I got 2nd and short, or I think this is this 1st and 10? I can't remember exactly as we go back. Yeah, I think this is 1st and 10. Yeah. These kind of plays, take a shot with him because he's just going to win. He's just shown that he's going to win and find the ball and make the catch.
Then you get to fake it to him.
This is probably top 2 or 3. I mean, I know we've had a few this year, but top 2 or 3 run plays on the season for me. Look how easy this is, and look what the linebackers do because of Gunner's threat and because of Branch. And the fact that they time this out. See, they rarely do this where they time it out where you get a true kind of fake look with the guy coming across in motion. But they time this out. I don't know if it was on purpose, but it was perfectly. But watch these backers. Like 44 but he's still stepping out initially because of the fake. So now it makes that block easier. And then look at the backside backer follow Gunner. Like, he stays with Gunner. And you just create a natural crease for your back to give you easy yards. But add Branch into that. Like, give it to him every now and then. But keep bringing that up as some of his fakes. You know, fake that, fake the back, throw it out to Branch, all that kind of stuff. Those quick kind of things, those are things you can add big time. This was just awesome. You just had to see it.
I didn't believe that this was going to be complete. I didn't know that it could. It was in a perfect spot. I was surprised when Bell got it because it's a difficult catch. Everything about this was just a wow play.
Well, I think he calls interference if he drops it. I think he saw that he caught it and he just kept the flag in his pocket. I almost, because it looks like his hand is like on his holster in a way to grab the flag, but just phenomenal throw and catch. And it's something where you think both Stockton and Bell, see how he's kind of he's like, and he caught it. And I'm just going to reach. Nah. All right. Maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe he's tugging at the belt. I don't know.
Yeah, and he's like, all right,
either way,
he caught it first down. It's just a phenomenal catch.
Dylan Bell, Gunner Stockton. I mean, Gunner Stockton's name is rising up of like potential Heisman candidate stuff after that game. And he's just performing at such a high level. It's the combination that I said in the offseason, Brent. Drew Bobo, Mike Bobo, Gunner Stockton. Talent always wins over continuity, but man, continuity matters a lot in this era of college football where there is hardly any around the country.
And this is what I thought we were going to see from day one. Not as talented from an like NFL draft perspective, but better quarterback play. Because as you can see, the offensive coordinator is dialed in and doing a really good job. And if you just run basically what he's dialing up and as it's supposed to play out, you're going to be highly successful. And the fact that now that they've added some of the run game diversity, I think better coaching as well as in the run game, and the players, like all that health and player, all that, you put all of it together and you have an offense that can consistently win, can consistently score points, which to me is why I'm very hopeful moving forward.
It's a chef's kiss situation, especially out of bye week. All right, DawgVent, we appreciate y'all. This was Georgia's offense against Ole Miss. Another video coming of defense as well. We do this just for y'all. Like, yeah, this has been like a public YouTube facing thing. But this is just for y'all. And in fact, it's better and more in depth than it's ever been before because we can do that. And we like to. So Brent Rollins, Dayne Young, we'll see y'all next time.